Vacation Bible School was a cherished childhood memory of mine. I loved everything about it. So I don't mind telling you that I had a lot of expectations when it came to Vacation Bible School and the way my child would experience it. But it didn't take us very long to realize that Noah would learn differently and experience the world differently because he was living with autism. It affected everything about church, a lot about our children's ministry, and a lot of things about our home. I remember one particular year we took Noah to a neighborhood vacation Bible school, only to be called 30 minutes into the program saying, "We just don't think we're the right place for him. He's not doing very well. You need to come and get him." I remember driving up to that church, so defeated inside because it had only been 30 minutes. What could have possibly gone wrong? And when I pulled up, Noah was sitting on the curb in front of the church with a youth volunteer, almost like he was just something they had discarded because they didn't understand him. He was continually frustrated. Large group opening and closing assembly were too large and too noisy and too crowded. Games were difficult because of his large motor delays. Crafts were difficult because of his fine motor delays. And everything in between just seemed not to fit. He was so miserable, he would come home saying the words I hoped never to hear him say, "I hate VBS." And it broke my heart. I remember the year that I finally scheduled childcare for him during Vacation Bible School so that he didn't have to go through it and so that I didn't have to either. Well, some volunteers heard about it and they came to me pleading a chance. "Please just give us a chance to try one more time to make this possible for Noah." I didn't know what to tell them. There seemed to be so much that needed to be changed. I didn't even know where to start, and I was his mother. They said, "Don't worry, just let us try." They were not special education teachers. They were not social workers or nurses or doctors. They were just volunteers that had a heart for teaching him that he belonged at church and that God loved him, not in spite of who he was, but exactly because of how God made him. So faithful volunteers began to make small changes. They really just got to know him. They found out what was a challenge for him and what he really liked. It turns out that Noah had difficulty at VBS that day because noise is difficult for him and he just couldn't make it through opening assembly. I had a volunteer that said, instead of opening assembly, what if he helped serve by setting up craft or setting up snack? So that's what they did. Well, lots of other small changes like that led to victories. Small victories that led to big victories. And we went from strength to strength until now I'm happy to tell you today that Noah is a fully devoted follower of Christ with an extreme heart for service. He loves God. And it started at Vacation Bible School. Those faithful volunteers made a difference in his life. They changed the life of our family because they told him that God loved him exactly the way he was. And that made all the difference.